Hey, hello everyone, Tanak here. Welcome to episode 12 of Building My Industrial Empire in EVE Online. So we'll start with the usual progress report. I'm now at 7.6 billion ISK of net worth. We go into the detail here. You can see that I got 89 blueprints, so I bought 2 blueprints this week for 1.6 million. So I'm now at close to 170 million in blueprint value. I made 16.3 million in production profit, and this we'll talk about later because I'm having a harder time to calculate like what is exactly industry profit. Should I count PI in there or not? If I'm moving to T2 where there's 2 steps of production, like how do I count everything there? Do I count processing in there? So right now this is just production profit. So 15 million, maybe I'll just stop counting it all together. And since I know you like charts and graph, I made you a little graph of my network over time. So question, who can guess when I started Incursion? Week 7. So this is just the progress. The money that you can make with Incursion is just so much easier than what you can make as a beginner industrialist. It's just a different ball game. But I did discover a lot about industry this week, so we'll talk about this later. And I would have made more money, but actually my network would have raised another 800 million, but I bought a large skill injector. The logic behind is, even though I'm trying to pile money to buy structures and blueprint, one element that's gonna limit me soon if I want to move into T2 production are gonna be my industry skill. So that's why I decided to go and because I managed to play a lot more this week, so I did a little more Incursion. I managed to get some extra cash. Say, okay, well, 1 million increased network is enough. I can spend the cash to get some skills. So as you see, I got my T2 guns. So now I'm starting to shift the focus back on industry skill to actually build my industrial empire. Even though I'm making more money with Incursion, money isn't everything. If I want to progress Incursion, I feel like it's their golden handcuff. I mean, you must keep doing them because it's so much money, but at the same time, if I want to become a big industrialist, I need to raise the industry skill. And so what else happened this week? Well, I told you that I was making like money when I'm reprocessing. One thing I did do is I got into jump clone. So I do have a second set of clone. So I got one clone, which is my Incursion clone, which I have like hybrid turret damage, and I'm gonna set this one up with the Incursion implant. But right now I just got one for extra turret damage, and I got my my industrial clone, which I bought the 2% increase in ore reprocessing. The reason I didn't get the 4% increase is just because I don't have the cybernetic to get this one here. So I got cybernetic at 4. I could get it to 5. Just a question of time and skill points. But even now with the 4, I'm adding a lot of value. I'm starting to add a lot of value when I'm reprocessing. So let's just for fun see here. So you see, I'm adding like more than 10% value if I'm reprocessing, and I can reprocess for free. So that's actually pure profit. The problem right now is getting the mineral, because even with large buy order, it's hard, and 10% with taxes and everything, you don't have that much leeway. So I can't go all out yet. So aside from that, what else changed? Well, I discovered Jump Clone, I told you. I started making POS fuel. I bought that last week, and now I actually am starting to have some amount of POS fuel that I made. So that can run my station for a station that I want to buy for like 3 days. But still, what I learned from that was actually good. And the reason I started also moon mining. There's Velour, the Velour system, in essence, where there's like a corp that has station, and they're doing public moon mining. So you just go mine, and you send them a little bit of cash to pay for your part of what you took as a moon mineral. So I just went and see just to learn about it. So I'm starting to get some moon goo, and that got me into I discovered reaction because of that, and I actually studied the supply chain a lot this week to start to understand. And also I was starting to look at the logic of going with starting to do T2 production, just to see. And I went with the idea that you always tell people to do ammo first. So how the ammo we're using for Incursion, which is a large void and null chart, but I make money with that. So I bought the T1, where I could get the research to get the actual T2 after that. So here I'm looking for my word now. Okay, so I bought a thorium large and antimatter large T1 BPO, and when you make copy of that, if you go with research, you can get the null L and void L BPC, which are what are used to make the T2 ammo. So this got from one step to the other. What I did is I discovered what was needed to do T2 ammo. And well, I'm missing a lot of level 5 skill. But I also discovered how reaction were useful and needed. So now I know that if I want to go into T2, I will need moon goo, and I will need to have access to go do reaction, or buy the component and just build a T2. I haven't studied in detail yet where is the money. Is the money in reaction, or is the money in production? My guess is the money is in the reaction, because if you can buy the full supply, usually production is pretty low value added. So I know that I had made a little production chain chart, and I improved it a little bit from what I've learned this week. So the T1 production, where you start with ore, you process, you go into T1 production, and then you trade, this is still there. But also with moon mining, there's the same mechanic, and you process. But with the moon mineral, you go and do reaction. and those reaction produce composite material, which can be assembled with T1 with the equivalent of a T1 production to get advanced material, which are used for T2 production. And also some of the composite material are also straight up. So this part of the chart I've added, and I've added the skill that I need if I want to go in there. And same thing for PI. I've added the skill that are needed for PI. So my chart is becoming a little more complete. I will link it in the description. So my understanding of the production chain is getting a lot better. And these are the two elements that I will need if I want to go further. So I can access the public moon, but I haven't found any station close by where I could be doing reaction. So this, if I want to go move further, this is what I'll need. So it's still a little bit more down the road. But what I could do is I could actually buy those components and start doing T2 production if I get the skill high enough. And that is something that I'm looking into right now. So this is actually pretty interesting. It's not easy when you start as a new player, because all these things, most tutorials that you find online are covering one of these aspects, but there's not that many that will explain to you how they link together. So you have to kind of figure them out piece by piece as you play the game. And I was thinking probably of eventually making a tutorial not on the specific part, but the entire supply chain, how it works and how it plug in, and what are the best part to start as a new player. Because for me, I mean, okay, T1 production is the simple part, but then this is the good next step. This is another step that is harder. I mean, if I would assign difficulty level, this is like difficulty 1 here, those three, and this is difficulty 2, and this is difficulty 3, and then you already you're starting to increase a lot in the difficulty. And the same thing if I want to start doing T2 production, going with research, so I'm able to actually research my blueprint, is going to be a prerequisite. So right now I'm going to be needing skills, a lot of skills. So that's why I bought the skill injector. But still, I mean, it's fun. I'm still learning. I'm still doing things. I haven't found the big money maker yet in any blueprint that I've reached. I mean, I've found I can make decent profit, but decent profit with a volume that will net me. I mean, I haven't found anything that is even close to what the amount of money I can do with Incursion. So maybe later I'll keep digging, but at least it is fun. It is more challenging to actually study the supply chain than just chain Incursion. Incursion is a fun activity. It's social. You're flying with a fleet, but as F1 monkey in Incursion like I am is not as intellectually challenging as building, as actually studying the industry supply chain. So what else can I say for this week? Well, like I said, my goal is to build something, not just build stuff, but set myself up in the world, have my little sandcastle in the sandbox until someone kick it down, but that's another story. So I won't stop building just because I'm afraid. So what I will need for that is a corp, and I have an alt because I did try the game for 4, 5 or 6 years ago, and I played the alt again because I had that first account and I didn't remember that I got that one, so I played another account that I played for like a day, and I started to log him back around Christmas. I didn't tell you guys a lot. I think when I posted the first time I saw Moon Chunk, I was on that other account. So, and I did start to skill him up with the free skill point that were available, but never played him seriously. And he has the same name, and he's like probably like 2 million skill point, but still, I think I will use that alpha account to transfer him some money to start a corp. The reason I don't want to do it with this account, well, war deck for Incursion, which could be problematic, and also I'm claiming the title of Eve oldest noob. So until I see somebody that has been in this noob corp for longer than me, I am not switching corp with that character. It's just, I mean, it's silly, but I do get like, it's fun because whenever I talk in the corp chat, I not whenever, but occasionally when I talk in corp chat, I get like, "Hey, Tanak, you're old," and so it's a good conversation starter, and I don't want to lose that yet. So the idea is to start a corp with my alt and send him money, and that corp to set up an Athanor, and that Athanor I want it to be in low sec. Dangerous, probably gonna lose it. That's life. I mean, what's the point of having all those that money if I'm not going to go forward? But I'm not gonna be stupid with it. I will try to scout the area where I want to build before, get to know the people there. Like, I've found a couple of places where there were pirate groups in there that look strong enough, so maybe I'll try and negotiate something with them, like give them free access to the station, and actually, if there's a station doing reaction, there's going to be more people going back and forth, so more target for them. So maybe there's a way we can find a win-win situation. So we'll see. Anyway, that's the plan. That's where I want to go for next week. Also, vacation is going to be over, so I won't be able to play. Well, I'll go back to my regular playing schedule. The goal is still to do like 2 nights of Incursion, so I can keep the money flowing in, and so Incursion on the weekend probably, and Industry during week time, because it is not as intensive time wise. Incursion is just you got to grind it, so you grind about 150 million an hour. Good money, but it's time consuming. So that's about it. Also, some news from the channel. I'm super happy that I'm at more than 100 subscribers. A lot of you subscribed this week, so thank you. I'm happy that my little story is entertaining for you guys. So if you have anything that you want me to do, anything special, any request, just say so in the comment, and fly safely, and see you next week. Bye bye.